What's going on, everybody? This is Living in Arizona Now, and you guys asked us for a hidden gems of Phoenix metro area video, so that's what we got for you. Let's get into it. Now, as you guys know, there are many beautiful places across Phoenix metro area, but Arcadia really does stand out as a hidden gem. The main reason is because it's one of the older neighborhoods, so you get these big tall palm trees and other different evergreen trees that grow right here at the southern part of Camelback Mountain. You can see the homes around here are very old also. They're custom builds from the Victorian style era. Now, there are lots of renovations taking place in Arcadia, so you will see some construction as the older homes are getting torn down and rebuilt, replaced with new beautiful homes around the very lush garden setting that you have here. Now, with all that being said, it is a little bit more expensive than the other places on this list, but what you get here is the central proximity to basically all of Phoenix. I mean, if there was one neighborhood that was right in the heart of where you want it to be, it's going to be right here in Arcadia. Now, as we drive around here, you may be saying to yourself, wow, I didn't know Phoenix was this lush. Well, like I said, it's an older neighborhood. Hopefully, one day, many of the other neighborhoods will be this lush, but I would say Arcadia is in a league of its own. You can tell by looking at the houses. This place is special. If you guys are looking to get a hold of a real estate agent, I will put a link in the description below for you guys to get in contact with a real estate agent that I've previously worked with myself. All right, now we'll head north of Arcadia, even further beyond Scottsdale to Cave Creek. You can see at the base of Black Mountain, and that is an old volcano. This area here is high desert, very beautiful. You get wildlife out in your backyard, including deer, javelinas, coyotes, desert tortoises, bobcats, mountain lions. You can see all that out here in your backyard anytime. Lots of quail, actually. My favorite birds are quail. You hear those all around here, but you can see it's an old western town. Now, we do have a full video on this channel about Cave Creek if you guys wanted to watch more in-depth video about this old western town here. Mostly known for the biker days nowadays. They have the Buffalo Chip, the Herald Saloon, and several other restaurants that I would consider to be some of the best in all of Arizona. And Cave Creek certainly is a hidden gem, as you can see. Really cool place. In fact, right next door to Cave Creek is a small town called Carefree. And Carefree is actually one of the most expensive towns or zip codes in all of Arizona. So that just gives you an idea of just how beautiful it is out here. If you guys were looking for houses, again, you can contact the realtor in the link below. But I would say you're going to be looking at around $750,000 just to get into this place if you're trying to buy a home. On the low side, the homes can reach up to $1 million in some areas, depending on how much property and the size of the home, of course. And you can see it is in the foothills, many different mountains out here, Elephant Butte and all these different mountains you see right there. That's why they call it the Desert Foothills. Hiking and horseback riding, riding bikes, that's what you're going to want to do out in Cave Creek. And right next to Cave Creek is going to be Cave Creek's brother. It's a little bit more affordable and a little bit more spread out, called New River. So out here on New River, you'll see it's basically around 7th Street, going north of Carefree Highway. You're going to get lots of land out here. and it's developing. So right now it's still early, but in time I could see New River really expanding, and the price of property and acreage out here really just kind of taking off. But you could see this is very much a desert climate. You're not going to get the big tall evergreens or even the paved roads that you get in Arcadia. This is more like true desert lifestyle, at least right now, until the big developers come in, which could happen at any given time. Now, a neighborhood nearby here that is pretty built up with the paved roads that you can check out would be Anthem. Out here in New River, it seems like the homes just keep popping up one after another. As you can see, most of these homes are pretty new, and they come with about 1 acre to 2 acres, sometimes half acre, depending on the lot that you buy. But if this is your first time to living in Arizona now, I would encourage you guys to subscribe and like the video, and turn on the bell if you want to get notified every time we make a new video like this. And in case you're wondering where the river is out in New River, there isn't really a river out here. There's a couple washes, but nothing like a river like you'd expect, maybe even the Salt River, but that's not here. The Agua Fria River is nearby. The Cave Creek is nearby, but there is no real river out here. Maybe back 100 years ago when the settlers first named it, sure. And bear in mind, the settlers would have been the cavalry from Fort McDowell. Now heading down south towards Queen Creek. Now this is where I did recently live, and I moved. This actually was voted one of the top suburbs in all of the United States, top 10 by some news media outlets. So Queen Creek is definitely growing and booming. Not to be confused with Cave Creek, where I also used to live as well. So I've lived in these places. That's how I know a lot about the places. You know, you live there long enough, you pick up a thing or two, right? Well, Queen Creek is more of the trek homes, but very new. So very new infrastructure. If you guys want to live in a place where they're building structures that are modern, that's what you get out here in Queen Creek. It is spread out, but it's filling in really quickly with all these new homes. Now, Queen Creek is one of the bigger cities on this list. It just keeps getting bigger. I would compare it to a younger Gilbert. So Gilbert was a younger Chandler, and Queen Creek is a younger Gilbert. So not quite as expensive as Gilbert, but growing in towards Santan Valley, which is another area nearby. I would say Queen Creek and Santan Valley very similar. They're like brothers and sisters as well. I do have a full video on this channel about Queen Creek. If you guys wanted to watch that, you just go onto our homepage, type in Queen Creek, Cave Creek, or maybe even Arcadia or New River. We do have videos for all of these on there. Queen Creek does have a few evergreens, and they have the big trees growing in front yards. Those are people who were here back when Schneff Farms was being built, so they did do a lot of farming out here in Queen Creek. But nowadays you can see most of those farms have been sold out and now traded in for these brand new homes, these trek homes that you see all over the place. I mean, it's just crazy how fast an area like this booms. But anyway, let's move on to our next place, heading north and east of Scottsdale. We'll go to Fountain Hills. Now, Fountain Hills gets its name because of the big fountain that goes about every hour on the hour, although it doesn't go quite like it used to. But it used to be one of the tallest fountains in all the world. I think the only other one that it used to compete with was in Geneva, Switzerland. So this was quite the fountain out here in Fountain Hills. This is another high desert community. Now, Fountain Hills is on the edge of town, and it actually is close to a river called the Verde River near Fort McDowell. But you can see out here on the foothills, people build homes on ridges, and you get these views that overlook the Four Peaks and Weaver's Needle and the Superstition Mountains, Red Mountain even. So this is really an amazing place to live. but it does have quite the value in homes. I mean, you're going to have to be paying around about $750,000 at least for a home out here. Maybe you can get a condo or a townhome for a little bit more affordable price, but as you can see, there's the lake where the actual fountain goes off. Now there are a few other places that I'll add to this list that could have been on here, but because we're just doing 5, we'll keep it simple here. But I'd add Verado out in Buckeye, you could add that to the list, and even Gold Canyon out past Apache Junction if you guys were looking for some other cool places. But these 5 right here are some of the hidden gems of Phoenix Metro. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, dropping a comment below letting us know what you guys think of these hidden gems, as well as checking the link in the description if you're looking for a realtor that I recommend, that I've worked with personally. And we'll see you guys on the next one.